It's Lucy, and I'm less than 1 week away from doing my first ever market. So this will be a combined, I think, market prep and market vlog, and I'm really excited to bring you all along with me. There is so much that I'm already learning before even doing the market, registering for a market, finding the market. Currently, I run an Etsy shop called Loop Studio, so I'm bringing it in person. This week, I'm mostly focused on market prepping, just getting more stuff, making more stock of stuff. I have so many ideas. I've talked about this a lot. I don't feel like I have an issue being like, oh, what should I make? I'm like, oh, there's so many things I want to be making. Ideally, I think I would like to have 100 items. Right now, I have around 40 items, so I would like to have 60 more. Once again, I don't know if I'm gonna get there. We'll just see. The market is Saturday. Today is Monday. So we have 5 days to prep. In addition to making the items, which is probably the most important part, I also have to get all the stuff I need for my booth. So far, I have already set up Square, which is, I'm learning so much, a point of service, I think is what it's called, application basically. Square also has like a website, which maybe I'll switch to Square eventually when I'm done with Etsy. I don't know, we'll see. The reason I'm using it is so I can take card when I'm at the market. Also with Square, I have to still update my inventory in there. My current plan right now is to use my breaks from crocheting to update my inventory because I'm trying to like not destroy my hands and my body. So I'm trying to implement like very regular breaks, like after every hour basically of crocheting. I also learned that I do have to register my business. If you watched my first like Crochet Small Business vlog, I don't remember if I mentioned it or maybe I cut it out, but I didn't have to register my business because it turns out I was actually using a loophole. I don't really know if it's a loophole. I didn't have to register because I was selling through Etsy. And if you're selling through a marketplace in the state of Georgia, you don't have to register a sole proprietorship. But the vending event is not a marketplace because I'm doing the transactions myself. According to my research, I'm not an accountant, maybe one day. Everything I'm saying only applies to the state of Georgia. Because I'm using Square, I have to register my business basically, is the long and short of it, so that I can collect sales tax. So those are all like the hard number business things, but also my booth setup. It's just a 6-foot space that I registered for the event. So I need one of those like not card tables, what is it called? I call them ping pong tables, but you know, the white tables. I need one of those, and I have been scouring Facebook Marketplace because I really didn't want to pay full price. Like these tables are really expensive. It's like 60 bucks. I have contacted so many people who say they're selling, and either someone beats me to it or like it's not real or they're just renting it, and the cost it would take to rent it, I might as well buy a table. So now I'm down to the wire. So later we are going to go to Target to pick up a table that I had to pay full price for. Very sad for me. I also need to buy a tablecloth because everyone says you need a tablecloth basically. And I have already gotten some stuff to decorate the table. I want to do a practice table at home soon just to see if maybe I need like anything else to cover my table to hold stuff. I don't know. As you all know, I love being transparent, so I will share like numbers and stuff after the market and everything. The first things that I'm working on, the bow keychains, those are in my Etsy shop. I want to have 10 bow keychains. So far I have 3. Well, so far I have 3 of the 10 I want to make additionally. I think I have 2 or 3 like from the Etsy shop stock. I'm only doing the small bow keychains though because I want them to go fast basically. I do kind of like the small ones better for keychains. There's no reason I like them better. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have one. So we'll get to work on the bow keychains. I'm just doing all different colors. And then I will be working on beer can cozies. I was watching Madeline's Makes here on YouTube, and she did a video like how many can cozies can I make in one day, and she's also doing a market at a brewery. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't think of that. So I'm gonna make a couple of can cozies. Those are the 2 things I'm making next. I'll update as we go on. Okay, really quick, I realized I forgot to share something else that I did for the business already, and that is I ordered business cards. So before, if you ordered from me, I had business cards that I made. I printed out here, but the print quality wasn't the greatest. I decided it was worth it to have outside business cards made, and I'm really excited about them, so I want to share. This is what they look like. This is the front, and this is the back. So it just has my Instagram and my shop. I've forgotten to mention, I did buy a domain name for my business. Even though I don't have my own website yet and it's just my Etsy shop, I redirected the domain to go to my Etsy just because I think it'll be easier in the future when I do have my own website or anything else that I won't have to change my business cards. If anyone has an old business card, it will always lead to where you can buy my stuff. I think it just looks good for branding and everything to hand out a business card with like just a regular URL on it. LuxLoopStudio.com. That will also take you to my Etsy shop, in case you're wondering. And I'm super happy with these business cards. Vistaprint was really fast. These were about $50, which is expensive, especially compared to making them on my own. In the future, I will not buy the rounded corners because I can round them myself. I don't know why I didn't do that. I was planning to do that, but I think I just forgot. So that will bring the price down. But yeah, I'm really happy with how they look. I designed this myself in Canva. Okay, now I'm done. It's later in the day. I've returned. I've made a couple of bow keychains, 4 to be exact. There's no keychain on them, but I made this yellow one, this pink one, this red one, and this green one. Now I'm at 7. Yesterday I made these 3, purple, light blue, and white. And now I think I just got it in my head that actually I kind of want to make some pride bows, which obviously will take me longer since they're striped. But I don't know, I got in my head that I want to make some. So that's what I'm going to be spending the rest of my night. I think I'm going to do the rainbow flag, the bi flag, and maybe the lesbian or trans flag. I'm not sure what colors I have. Also, we went to Target today so I could pick up my table, and I think tomorrow we're gonna do the practice setup. And also I thought I could do this little bitty haul of things that I got from Amazon for the market as well, slash for my business in general, because I've been using safety eyes so much. I got this tool that's supposed to help you attach your safety eyes, like push them in, because there have been multiple times where I've gotten the safety eyes and I had to have my boyfriend do it. I just couldn't get them to like click. So this is supposed to help you, and it looks like that. So we shall see, I guess. And it comes with this extra little mini like head, if you can see that. That's supposed to attach on to the top for smaller safety eyes. Speaking of safety eyes, I also got this pack of 12mm eyes. I ran out, so I needed more. I just feel like this is too many eyes. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get through all the eyes that I have now, but I need more eyes. The first set of eyes I bought was a multi-pack, which I don't have with me right now. It's in a different room. That wasn't a ghost, that was my cat. It doesn't make sense to keep buying the multi-packs because I could just buy this set of like over 100 eyes definitely for the same price. And last but not least, I got this pack of plastic bags, shopping bags. I figured for the market I would need bags. Once again, learning a lot of stuff from Facebook. Some people suggested using clear bags because it's like advertising basically for your business when people are at the market. If they have your item in this bag, then people will be able to see it and be like, oh, where did you get that? And they can point to your booth or your table or whatever. So that seemed good to me. Also, the price was right. But these are a little thinner than I thought. I thought they would be stiffer. They look stiffer in the photo. Right now, I'm going to work on my pride bows. Oh, and then the beer cozies. Yeah, so that'll be the rest of my night. I did end up making the bow keychains. I ended up making 11 instead of 10 because I made this pride themed bow with the rainbow. And then I didn't really love doing the stripes, so I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do the second pride one. So I just made this purple one instead. But then I finished the purple one and I was like, I could do it. I tried to do the bi flag. I don't like how this turned out. It's not my favorite. I don't really like the half and half two-tone. I don't really think it looks like the flag because the pink doesn't match as much as I thought it would. This was the closest pink I had to the one that's actually on the flag. And then I thought instead of doing the stripe in the middle, I would have the yarn that I tie around it to turn it into this bow shape be the purple, but I don't really like how that turned out either. So yeah, this one was kind of a fail, but all the rest look fine. They're all solid colors. Once again, they're all small. That was also probably a problem with these because I had to use extra rows. Regular small bow keychains, I do 3 rows. Obviously for this one I had to do 4, this one I had to do 6. And I thought about making them larger, but then I didn't. I probably will make the rainbow again eventually, especially if it sells. I don't know if it will. I mean, anything that sells I'll make again because someone wanted it. But yeah, so I'm officially done with bows right now. No more bows. We are not doing any more bows. I am sick of bows. They don't have the keychain part attached to them yet. I'll do all of that at the end. Now we're going to finally move on to the can cozies, and I'll let you know how that goes. And I'm gonna try and like maybe alternate between the cozies and like plushies because I miss making amigurumi. I know, I never thought I would say that, but I want to be working on amigurumi. But I feel like I need to make the can cozies, so we're gonna try and alternate. It's a new day. I've decided that I'm going to spend a little bit of time working on my setup for my table just so I can see what everything looks like and if I need to get some other things, I guess. I don't have everything that I planned to get for my table setup. I'm still missing some signs that I wanted to use for pricing. Those are on the way from Amazon. I have nearly everything that I got to like put on the table. Tried to do this as cheaply as possible. So TJ Maxx, I bought some of the things from Joann the last time I went because everything was on 50% off sale. So that's where I got these storage baskets, which I think will look really cute on the table. Unfortunately, I feel like the table doesn't really match that well because I did get a hodgepodge of things that I'm trying to get for cheap. So yeah, we'll just see. Okay, so this is what the setup is looking like. At the actual table, I'll have a black tablecloth. I just don't have it yet. So I'll explain some things. Obviously, this will be more full because I just made all those keychains. Like, they just don't have the actual metal rings on them. This display is not my favorite since you can't actually get the keychains off. That might deter a customer or something. I don't know if I'm gonna have these out because I don't really have enough for this little tray. These I'm just trying to get rid of. I'll probably tag them. I don't know. Also, these doesn't have enough stuff in it either. I don't know what I'm gonna put in here. I'm gonna try and make more octopi, but I don't know. These are just the mini ones. I thought I was gonna put them on keychains, but I don't know if I'm gonna have room on the keychain stand. I was also thinking about offering to like do the keychains in person, like for an extra $1. I saw someone else doing markets who does that. And then we have the cats, which is obviously the most items. I don't really love this empty space. I'm gonna put an acrylic sign there with just like Lex Soup Studio and like the QR code and probably like business cards or something. I feel like I didn't leave enough space for like the actual signs with the prices, which is really hard because I don't have that much space. In the front, I have the 2 Kindle covers that I have right now. I wanted to make one more. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And then the bookmarks are right next to them. And then we have the bandanas that I made, kind of like coming off the table a little bit just because I was planning to do some dog bandanas. Here's some of the other coasters that I have. Yeah, these are kind of just like random. Might make a couple more of these flower ones because I forgot that I made this. And then we have the chickens are all in this basket. I think that actually looks really cute. I'm pretty sure I copied that from someone in a Facebook group. And then I made this bee yesterday. I didn't show it yet in the vlog. So right now, I don't know what I need really. I need the acrylic sign. I would like to make one more large loaf cat, and then it'll be a matching triangle. And then maybe I'll make one more small one. We'll see. And then I wanted to make some blue chicken. So I might make a big blue chicken. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that bee. Or I'll make a small one that goes in a basket. So then I can just hang it off here. I feel bad for this bag because I think it's a nice bag, but I just don't have anywhere to put it. Like I don't have anything to hang. Maybe in the future, if I do another market, I probably will have to get like some kind of hanging rack or something because I do plan to have more bags. I don't know where the signs are gonna go though, is like the main problem. So I gotta wait for the signs, I guess. And then just this head with the hat, I think it's a fine way to display it. My boyfriend had this extra foam head. Don't ask why. So might as well put it to use. So that's kind of it for the setup. I'm gonna go eat lunch and continue crocheting furiously. As you can see, it wasn't as stocked as it could have been, but definitely more stocked than I've seen it in the past since they've announced they're going out of business, closing and everything. The purpose of the trip wasn't necessarily to go to Joann. It was actually to go to Walmart because I decided that I wanted one of these acrylic sign holders like this. My plan is to just make like a little design in Canva, print it out, and then insert it into the sign holder so that it can be displayed on the table at the market, and it just like says my business and everything since I won't have like a big banner or anything. And this seems like a cheaper alternative. But back to Joann. Everything at Joann is at least 50% off. The store I went to said that they were closing 11 days from when I went. So today would make 10 days. So I don't know when this video is going up. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but I don't know. I did want to show you all the stuff that I did get. I just can't help myself, okay? And I feel like I could use this stuff even if I'm wrong. Leave me alone. So as you maybe saw, they mostly had plush yarn, Bernat blanket, Bernat baby blanket, and like Big Twist Posh and Big Twist Plush. So what I mostly got is actually Bernat blanket, which I think 50% off is a really good deal. So I think I'm gonna get a lot of good use out of it. But anyway, this is the first thing I got. I got this color. It's a very light pink. It looks a little deeper in person, but the lighting's kind of washing it out. It's called Blush Pink. I got this like blue and white variegated yarn. It's called Water Slide Varg. I just really like the way it looks. I just thought it was pretty, honestly. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. I could use it for anything. Maybe a squid or another octopus. Oh yeah, I think that's what I was thinking when I bought this. I got this baby blanket doppled in the color Sunny. So it's this like bright yellow, like lightly variegated yarn, and I really like it. I think the doppled is like somehow the softest version of Bernat blanket. Even this, I feel like it's softer than regular Bernat baby blanket, and this was bought solely as an impulse purchase because I like the doppled yarn so much. I like the coloring and how soft it is really, and I might actually make a baby blanket out of this. I think this might end up for personal use. We'll see. Okay, I got 3 of these little crates. collapsible crates for my table. I probably didn't need 3. I'm not gonna put it all the way together because I'm lazy, but what's going on here? Like it can't be broken. Oh! Okay, I just broke it. What I was gonna say was like, it was like really cheap. It was only $2, like it was half off. So instead of 4, it was 2. So it was a really good deal. I guess it's good I got 3 since this one I just broke. Okay, this one is not broken. But yeah, this is basically what they look like. I thought it might be a good addition to my table. You saw I had like a yellow crate, but it was too big. So I think this smaller pink one, and also the pink goes with my vibe more of my business. So yeah, I'm kind of sad I broke it. This is pale gray, not much to say. Gray is always useful, especially for cats. I got this yellow. The color is Sunsoak. It looks pretty bright in the camera, but it's a little bit more of a deeper yellow, and I thought it would be good for like a plushy sunflower. This is another one that I just got because I liked it. This is tourmaline, and it's like a purple variegated yarn. There's a little bit of blue in it, if you can tell, but it's mostly like shades of purple and pinky purples and stuff. I thought it was pretty. And last but not least, I got this Bernat baby blanket in the color Rose Glow Sparkle. It's like the sparkle kind, which maybe I should take it out of the bag. I assume they left it in the bag because of the sparkliness. Maybe they're worried it will come off. I don't know if you'll be able to see it a little bit. I kind of want to leave it in the bag just in case the sparkle does come off. So that's why I didn't take it all the way out. And last but not least, I actually did get one skein of Big Twist value that they had, and it was this rainbow color. It's called Rainbow Wish. It just felt like I had to get it because I was making the Pride bows and I was having the issue with the stripes with it. So I feel like this would be really good to just like make a Pride bow in the future without having to deal with the color changes with striping and everything. So yeah, I just thought it would be good. That is it for this little mini haul. Not to make this clip extra long, but I figured I'd show just a little bit of what I was working on. I think I mentioned this when I showed the table, but I made these 2 can cozies. My plan is to get an empty can to put in one of these so people can tell what it is basically. This one's just black and white. Also, I did mess up. I did the color change wrong here. I don't know why or how I did that, but I made sure not to do that for this one, which I feel like kind of looks like a ladybug. The intent here was to kind of go for like sports teams colors. I have heard from a source that is my boyfriend that Atlanta sports teams colors are like mostly red and white, or like that's one of, I don't know, not red and white, red and black, hence this. So that's kind of the audience I'm trying to go for with like can cozies at a brewery, but we shall see. I hopefully will make more in the future, especially if these sell. I don't know if they will. And then 2 more little plushies. I made these mini bees, which I enjoyed the process of making much more than the big bee. But yeah, they look kind of silly, but that's just kind of how plush bees look, I think. This one I embroidered the eyes, and this one has the safety eyes. I was following the video tutorial, which I'll link down below. I forgot her channel name. She also discussed a new color change, or not a new, but a different way of color changing that I hadn't seen before that I will try for the big bees, because I think I liked it a lot better than whatever I was doing with the big bees. And yeah, 2 little buzzies. That's kind of it. I'm just working on more crochet items. We'll just see what happens. I'm not going to promise anything. I'd like to make a dog bandana. I'd like to make a tiny mini octo. I'd like to make many things. I know I'm not going to have the time. So we're just trying things. I still have to do pricing and inputting everything in Square, which I'm planning to do tomorrow. The final countdown, and I'm not stressed at all. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not stressed, you know? I'm very stressed, actually. My first market is tomorrow. Earlier today, me and my boyfriend went to a coffee shop to work. While I was at the coffee shop, I did my inventory, most of it on Square, which, reporting back, don't love Square, okay? Nothing about it is very intuitive to me. Maybe it's just because I am not used to running a product business basically, but inputting inventory is kind of weird for me. I feel like I'm going too granular in like my item types and everything. I don't really know, but everything is inputted. I priced everything, which was so hard. We'll go over pricing. Maybe we'll go over it tomorrow. I don't know. I'll show you what I got to actually display the prices. Also, I made that little sign I was talking about. I already put it in this like little plastic holder, and it just has Luxe Loop Studio on it, handmade crochet goods, and credit cards, and most cashless payment options accepted. That's actually not true, because it turns out, as I was trying to get my PayPal business set up, it turns out the only way to like get a QR code and have it set up so people can pay you in person with PayPal Business is to use the app, and the app doesn't function on Android for some reason. And apparently it hasn't since December, so I'm just letting that one go. So it's only Venmo, and anything I can do is Square basically, and obviously cash. This is a QR code to my website / Etsy shop and the Instagram handle. Now, like I said, I'm gonna work on the secondary part of pricing because I got my final Amazon package. First, we got the tablecloths. Like I said, they're black, which I don't know. I was like, should I have gotten pink? But then the pink wasn't available. I waited too long anyway, so it was either black or white, and white just seems like so easy to get dirty. I don't know. I got a bunch more jump rings because I was running out. Honestly, these look a lot thinner than the ones that I was using before, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna use them. Hopefully they're fine. So the pricing things, I got these chalkboard signs, which actually look a lot smaller than I thought they were gonna be. So my bad on that, but it's tomorrow, so I can't really get new ones. But yeah, it came with, I think it's either 12 or 15 of these little signs. I think tomorrow I need to bring tape to tape everything down. The main thing that has me stressed, I know I'm all over the place, is that it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning. I don't know how long it's gonna last, and I don't know if that's gonna mean like nobody's gonna wanna come out. I think it's supposed to stop by like 9 and the market doesn't start till noon. So I don't know, but it might not stop. I don't know. I'm really stressed about that. And also, since it was raining, it might be windy. And once again, I don't have a tent. It's just a table. So I'm worried, like if it does start raining while I'm tabling, like there's nothing I can do. Even without the rain, I'm kind of worried about wind because thunderstorms bring wind. And even if it's not actually raining, like it might get windy. So note to self, bring tape. I need to make a list of things to bring, I think. But yeah, tape is on the list. But the chalkboard kit came with these markers, allegedly chalk markers, and a little cloth to wipe it down, and this spray bottle, which I presumably can fill with water to then wipe this down if I need to change any of the signs or anything. And then I also got these tags online. They were like $3. So these are my backup. If anything goes wrong with the sign / I was planning to use these for like the bigger items like the bag and the hat. We'll just see. But right now my plan is to do the sign pricing, just like write down anything I think needs a sign basically. And also just tag what I think needs to be tagged, basically. That's what my evening will be spent doing, plus hopefully, okay, so I started something, hold on. I started a circle while I was at the coffee shop earlier. I wanted this to be a purse, and I really wanted to make this purse for the market just so I could have like some kind of brand. Like, I feel like I've been like having a lot of like, I guess emotions about it, because I feel like I got really caught up in making the plushies and things that I think will sell instead of stuff that I want to make. Not that I don't like making the plushies, but like, you know, I had a vision when I originally started the Etsy shop, and I just want to carry some of that on with doing markets and stuff. So I really wanted to have this like fun little bag, but I just didn't have the time to make it. So I did start it. It's not really probably worth it for me to like continue making this because I don't think I'll finish it tonight. I probably have 1 or 2 more rounds because I don't want it to be a huge bag, but then I have to do the back panel, and I wanted to have side panels and a strap. So I could spend all night doing that, but I might not even be happy with it at the end because this is the first one. So I don't think it's worth it for me to spend time. I might work on it at the market. I'm not sure because it requires a bunch of yarn that maybe I shouldn't bring. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'll work on at the market tomorrow. So I want to work on something that's like easy to drop, since hopefully I'll be helping customers or like checking people out and everything. So I'm thinking scrunchies, but scrunchies I feel like I need to bring more than 1 ball of yarn, I feel like, or I'll want to. So we'll just see. I think that's all I have to update. Oh, I should show you what I made. Last night I made this blue chicken in a basket, and she's pretty cute. I hope she sells. And I also made this mini bandana, which originally my idea was for dogs, but then I was like, should I label it dogs, or like should I just label it mini, or should I label it like dogs, cats, kids? But yeah, it's about 5 rows shorter than my normal bandanas. I don't know if that's too big, too small. I don't know. We'll just see. These are all my price signs. Sorry about the lighting. Just to go over with you, I have my bandanas priced at $23. The small bandana is $15. I have a deal here. It's one small and one large bandana. Together would be $30. Can cozies I'm having at $15. The small chickens are $12. The chicken in the basket car hangers are $18. The bookmarks are $7 or 2 for $10. And the keychains are $8 or 2 for $12. Large chickens will be $18. The kittens, which are the smallest loaf cats, are $12. Scrunchies, $6 each. The medium-sized loaf cats, which I'm just calling cats, are $20. And then the biggest loaf cats, I'm calling chonks, $28. Kindle sleeves I have at $24. Assorted plushies are $11. And then my two biggest items, we have the hat and the market bag. The hat I'm pricing at $43. Thor wants to come to the market so bad. He also wanted to be in the video so bad, right, Thor? Pay attention. Thank you. The market bag I have at $35. And once again, I don't know what I'm really doing. We'll just see. If I feel like nothing's selling and like the prices are the reason and not just that there's no people or something, then I can always lower them. Or if lots of things are selling, I can raise them. Yeah, that's kind of everything. The last thing we need to do is put everything in the car. So this is the final table setup. Yeah, it looks basically the same. There's more keychains on the keychain rack, but yeah, it shows all the price tags I have and everything. I have the sign up along with my business cards. I don't really know what to do with them because I don't have like a holder, but it's windy enough that I'm worried it'll fly away. The sign has already fallen a couple of times. So yeah, but this is everything out and about. Now we just sit and wait. So far the drama has been that I forgot a bunch of stuff, which is to be expected because I'm me. I forgot the shopping bags that I bought specifically for this. I forgot hand sanitizer and I forgot my lint roller. So I sent my boyfriend out to get those things. There should be a Dollar Tree nearby. So it shouldn't be a huge deal. It's just not the stuff that I specifically picked out for this, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm just sitting waiting for people to come. It's noon right now at a brewery, so I don't expect there to be super busy. But hopefully in the next couple of hours it picks up and people want the stuff I have. I wanted to update really quick. The guy has returned and he's holding an umbrella because it's so hot. I have sold 4 things so far. I've sold one of the loaf caps, obviously not this one, but this size, mesh market bag, which I'm surprised when, or not surprised, but yeah, I'm surprised. And then I sold 2 bookmarks. So that's how the market's going right now. It's almost 3 o'clock, so we have 3 more hours to go. It is picking up, like there's way more people here, so we'll just see what happens. Okay, I'm talking above someone else on a microphone talking. Since my last update, it's been 2 hours, and I've sold 2 more things. I sold a mini loaf cat and a chicken to one of my friends. This market has been kind of slow. More to say later. I don't know if you can really hear me over this music right now. Yeah, so this has been kind of a slow market. I've been told by another vendor that this market was much busier last month. So yeah, so this is, I think, defined as slow. I'll talk more about my thoughts later when I'm not trying to talk between a sound check. It is now the day after the market. I'm here to give you all the deets, the lowdown. I didn't get that many clips at the market because I was stressed. I was so stressed the whole time. So I tried to take clips here and there without being too awkward because the other vendors could see me, and my boyfriend was gone for the first hour and a half or 2 hours of the market because he was getting stuff that I ended up not needing. The main reason he left was to get bags because I forgot the bags that I had already bought, and one person who bought from me wanted a bag. So, but I thought I would use this opportunity not only to tell you how much I made, but also to show everything that I made, because I never actually did that throughout the vlog. I showed some of the things I made this past week, but I didn't really show anything that I made prior. And like, if you've been following my vlogs and stuff, you might have seen some of it, but let's just get it all out. And then I can tell you what I sold as we go on, because I won't have it. Mini review of the Squirt app before I go on, because that's what I'm using to record transactions and everything. That was like at least a quarter of my stress. I feel like nothing about it is very intuitive. And I just today figured out how to delete specific items from the cart. Yesterday, I forgot to record a sale, so I recorded it today, but there was no way to like post date it, so it shows up as I made it today, even though I made it yesterday. So that is a little confusing for me, but the numbers will be mostly accurate. But anyway, let's get into the stuff. We'll start with my small stuff, basically everything that I had that wasn't a plushie. And while I was at the market, just sitting, waiting around, I ended up making like 1 3/4 of a scrunchie. This is what I made, so this doesn't count in the count, but in total, I had 10 scrunchies at the market available. For a while, I had 11 because I finished one of the blue scrunchies, and I sold 1 dark blue scrunchie, which is the only thing I didn't have 2 of. I was selling the scrunchies for $6 each. I had these 3 coasters that I was selling for, I think I put $7 each because I was trying to get rid of them. Nobody bought them. A couple people pointed them out, but nobody bought them. Maybe if I had them in sets or anything, but I was trying to get rid of them. I don't really like these. Well, this one I might have made a set if I had more time. So I might continue with these. We'll see. I had this hat that I priced at $43. It didn't get a ton of interest. Nobody pointed it out. I forgot the head. If you saw my fake setup, I had this hat on a head. I think if I had that, I at least would have gotten more interest. I don't know if anyone would have bought it, but I think it was just hard to see when it was laid flat. And once I sold the bag, I like kind of draped this in the same way as a bag, but it didn't really have the same effect because it's a hat, not a bag. Speaking of bags, I sold this bag. It's a mesh market bag. There's a tutorial on YouTube. Oh, also any patterns that I used for any of this stuff will be linked down below, unless I freehanded it, which I did freehand a couple of these things. The bag sold for $35. Tucker, what am I supposed to do now? Okay, next, I have the bandanas. I had 3 normal size bandanas and this smaller size ones that I was going to market as a dog bandana, but I ended up just putting small on the sign. I don't know if anyone really caught that or cared. There was some interest in the bandanas, like people commented on them, but nobody bought them. I had the big bandanas priced at $18 and the small one at $12. Next, I had bookmarks, which I priced at $7 each or 2 for $10. I had 2 of these cherry ones. I had 2 lavender bookmarks and 1 of them sold. And then I had 3 heart bookmarks, a red one, a pink one, and a white one, and the red one sold. So I made $10 off of that because they actually sold together. I had these can cozies, which I priced at $15 each, which for the amount of work they were, might have been a little low, but I was trying to get them to sell and nobody wanted them. Nobody really commented on them either, so I don't know if people might not have just known what they were, even though I had the sign. These face scrubbies, I priced them at 4 for $15 because I ended up having 4 of these larger ones and then 4 of these smaller ones. So it was kind of an unofficial set, basically. Maybe if I had priced them individually, I would have gotten some sales, but I felt like weird separating them out because they were varying sizes and everything. So we'll see in the future. I might lean more into the sets or might not. I just didn't have enough or like a variety of colors, honestly. So that might also be it. I did get a few comments about the cotton rounds, so we'll see in the future, I guess. I had my 2 Kindle sleeves, which did get a few comments. I have these priced the same as my website, $24 each. People thought they were cute, it sounded like, but they either didn't have a Kindle or I don't know. I'm planning to try and make these into book sleeves into the future. Not these ones specifically, but this pattern into book sleeves. So we'll see how that does. I also want to just make a couple of book sleeves. So we'll just see how everything works out. But yeah, I still have them. These will be available on my website if you are interested. I also have the pattern available on my website. So I had a ton of keychains. I brought 4 of these lavender keychains and nobody bought one. I brought 13 of these bow keychains. Nobody bought one. Actually, my keychains didn't get any attention at all. Nobody commented on them at all. I feel like everything else at least got someone being like, oh, cool, or oh, that's nice. But like the keychains got nothing. So I don't know if it's just nobody likes the bows. I thought people would like the bows, but maybe I was wrong. Or people don't like keychains. I don't know. Right now I'm leaning towards maybe people don't like the bows, which is fine and fair. I like them, but you gotta do what the market says. So I might try some like plushy keychains in the future. I'm gonna keep these obviously, try to sell them, but we'll just see. It also might not have been the market for them because it wasn't really a market for anything, I don't think. I don't know. And my 2 outlier keychains, I had one puff flower keychain and one cherry keychain. I think they're both cute. I had all my keychains priced at $8 because I thought it would just be easier to have them all at one flat price instead of these ones take longer, so they're $6, and these ones take this amount, so they're $7, and these ones are $10, and yada yada. So I just like evened it out at $8, but it didn't really matter because not one person bought them or even commented on them. So now it is time for the plushies. I'm using an old comforter bag, like the bag that my comforter came in. I've kept it all this time because you never know, okay? So it's perfect for holding all my plushies. I saw that tip, I think on Facebook or something. I think it looks emptier. I'm not sure I got a video of what it looked like before, but it definitely looks emptier because most of what I sold, spoiler alert, was plushies. So let's go through everything. I had 2 of these birds in baskets / nests, I guess. These I priced at $18 each. They got a lot of attention. I feel like people commented on these, but nobody bought them. I don't know if the price was too high or what, or if they just didn't want them, which is totally fair. I might bring these down in price for the next market. I don't know. The tag's already on them, so I'll keep them at 18 for now. Yeah, nobody commented on the blue chicken. It was a long shot, but it's based on Stardew Valley. And the pattern that I used for these, I modified a little bit, so they're long chickens, which I think is funnier. Didn't sell either. Got comments, which makes me think something is wrong with the keychains because these were on the same display as the keychains, and these got comments, but nobody commented on the keychains. Speaking of chickens, I had 2 large chickens, this one in white, and then another one that was in the Bernat tweed color called Woodland Tweed. That one sold to a friend, mostly because it didn't have safety eyes and they bought it for their baby. I thought about this because I knew they were coming to support me, and I'm so thankful for my friends that came to support me. So I tried to make some items without safety eyes because I knew they were coming and they have a baby, and also anyone else with a baby. If you don't know, safety eyes are not for people 3 and under because in theory it is possible for them to rip them out and swallow them, which is not good. And like babies love putting things in their mouths. Like that's how they explore. So it's really cute. It was really cute to see him like play with the toy. So that was really lovely. The large chickens I had priced at $18. Next I had the big bee, or the bigger bee, I guess. This was $23 and nobody bought it. I think someone picked it up at some point though. But yeah, nobody bought it. I missed a chicken. I had 2 mini chickens, one in this white, again, another in the Bernat tweed color. And that one sold again to a different friend who, again, thankful for them supporting me. I did get a lot of comments on the chickens. Like, I feel like that was the first thing people noticed. And maybe based on my display, like that got people's attention. I don't know. I made 4 of these ultra mini octos, I guess. People call the other side that I made mini octos, but these are extra tiny, and I priced them at $5. Nobody bought them. I did get some comments on them. Someone almost bought one, but it's fine that they didn't. But I really thought, I don't know, I thought I would sell out of these because they're really cute. I think so. And they're only $5, but for whatever reason, nobody wanted them. I had 3 of these actually mini octos, and nobody wanted them either. The third one was teal. I sold that one again to a friend. I had these priced at $11 along with the next plushies that I'm going to show you. I had a bin that I just called assorted plushies because I didn't really have enough of any of them to like make their own little part of the display, so I just put them all together. Maybe that hurt them, I don't know. I had the mini bees, once again $11. Oh, this one's backwards. One has safety eyes, one doesn't. I thought these were super cute. I'm probably gonna make more because I just like them, so we'll just see. And again, $11. I made this poppet mushroom, which I think is really cute. It pops up and down like this. Again, the pattern will be linked down below. I tried to shrink the pattern because this came out a lot bigger than I wanted it to, really. It did not go how I would have preferred it to go. I had both of them priced at $11. This one will probably go in a sale bin in the future because I messed it up. And lastly, for the assorted plushies bin, we have the stingray. Again, she got a lot of comments. I decided she's a she. And people like the surprise little mouth, but yeah, nobody bought it. This was also priced at $11, which if I had more, I probably would price these at like $15 each because they kind of take longer to make, but they're really cute. Maybe it wasn't even working at $11, so maybe 15 wouldn't work. I don't know, we'll find out. I'll make at least one more, we'll see. And last but not least, I have the cats. Okay, these were definitely my best seller, which I kind of expected. They're also the things I made the most of. So I made 2 of the largest size loaf cat in the Annie Caraway pattern. And I labeled these as chunks on the little sign I had for them. And people loved that idea. I had these priced at $28, but I don't know if it was the price that kept people away because people really liked seeing the chunk, how fat they are. So maybe it was a $28. I'm gonna keep them at $28 for now. I had 3 of these medium-sized loaf cats, and I had this one. I had one with black and green eyes, and another one that is in that woodland tweed color. I wish I bought more of that yarn because a lot of people commented on liking that coloration. So I sold 2 of the medium-sized loaf cats, and those are priced at $20. And then I had 4 of the tiny loaf cats, the kittens. I labeled them as in the Annie Caraway pattern. She has them labeled differently, but I labeled these how I thought made sense and how I thought people would buy them. Technically, the medium-sized ones are labeled as kittens, and these are labeled as mini, but I called these kittens. The medium ones are cats, and the big ones are chunks. I sold 3 out of 4 of these, which is pretty good. I had another one that was fully gray. I had one in that woodland tweed. The third one had a white face with black as the rest of it. All those cats sold to actually the same family, which was probably the highlight that I had with strangers. My other highlight would have been my friends coming to support me, which I'm so thankful for. I doubt they're gonna see this, but this family was really funny because it was just 2 little girls who actually did not speak English. And they were just hugging the cats, and they were like, I love these. So that was really cute and definitely a highlight of the day. Overall, my net sales according to Square is $178.70. I might have messed it up a little bit because I forgot to charge tax for basically anyone who paid with cash or Venmo, which was the majority of the sales. So I have to figure that out. I'll probably be better as I get more used to this. Half of my sales were by card, mostly because of that family that I mentioned. They paid by card and they bought the most by far. I think it ended up being $68 or something to that effect. And the other half was cash. And then I guess it's not half. Comes out to $79.73 on card, $79.55 in cash, and $28.77 in other, which was Venmo for me. My biggest seller, as I just mentioned, was a medium loaf cat because I sold 2. And then it would be the small loaf cat, and then it would be the market bag. And those are just by price, or not by price, but amount of money they made me. So in total, I had 8 transactions yesterday, which I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know what is good or bad. I felt like this market was slow. I think I mentioned in the vlog, we talked to another vendor who also thought it was slow. Just not that many people were there. I felt like there were a decent number of people at the brewery, but not that many were coming out to where we were at with the market and the tents and everything. I didn't have a tent, but other people had tents, which was in the beginning area of the parking lot. I think there might have been another entrance. I never investigated, but a lot of people were coming from the back area of the parking lot, but they already had drinks. So I'm they must have been inside the brewery, right? There was one other crochet vendor who also had loaf cats. So I don't know if that affected things. I mean, I still sold plenty of my cats. I don't know if my cats were priced lower than hers. The only thing we had in common was the loaf cats. We didn't have any other crossover as far as I could tell. So maybe there's that. I don't know how she made out. I did not pay a vendor fee for this event. So the number I just told you is technically my profit, other than, my time, the car ride, my boyfriend's time. If we had paid for the event, the normal price would have been $35 for my same space. So I don't know if that makes a difference in whether it's worth it for me. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be doing more markets in the future because I do think I have some kind of bug now. I just want to see where it can take me, what I can do really. So I'm excited to do that in the future and bring you all along. I think that's everything you might want to know, right? So let me know if you have any other questions in the comments. Let me know if you're thinking about doing markets. Have you already done markets? If you would consider how I did, good, bad. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you in my next one. Bye.